Emotional Intelligence Guide for Remote Hiring Success. Introduction. Why emotional intelligence matters in remote hiring. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, plays a critical role in landing and thriving in a remote job environment. Since remote work often lacks face-to-face interaction, your ability to communicate effectively, collaborate virtually, and handle challenges professionally becomes even more important. This guide will help you develop and apply emotional intelligence throughout the remote hiring process, from your job application and interview to long-term success in your new role. Number 1, self-awareness, understanding your strengths and weaknesses. Before applying for a remote job, it's essential to understand yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, and emotions in different work situations. How to develop self-awareness in your remote job search. Number 1, or first of all, you need to identify your core strengths. What skills make you a great remote employee? Are you really good at redacting emails? Are you really good at getting back to people right away? Recognize areas for growth. Where do you need improvement? Sometimes, do you take longer to complete projects? Do you get a little bit frustrated when you're overwhelmed with work? These are things that you need to take into account. Reflect on past experiences. How have you handled challenges in previous jobs? Take an emotional intelligence self-assessment to understand your EQ level. As a pro tip, during interviews, hiring managers often ask, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Being self-aware helps you answer confidently and authentically. So you need to do this before you actually have an interview. That's a big pro tip, okay? That's very important. Number 2, self-regulation, managing emotions in stressful situations. The hiring process can definitely be stressful. Rejection, uncertainty, and nerves before an interview are all very common. Self-regulation helps you stay professional, composed, and adaptable. How to improve self-regulation in remote hiring? You should definitely stay calm and positive, even if you don't hear back immediately from employers. Use breathing techniques and mindfulness before interviews to reduce anxiety. Prepare for interviews thoroughly. Confidence comes from preparation. If you receive constructive criticism, respond professionally and use it for growth. Don't lash back at somebody, okay? Just listen and use it as something that will continue to make you better. As a pro tip, if you're asked a tough question in an interview, pause, take a deep breath, and respond thoughtfully rather than rushing your answer like a lot of people do, okay? Don't rush it into that. Number 3, motivation. Staying focused and resilient in your job search. Remote hiring is competitive, and staying motivated is key to landing the right opportunity. Employers look for candidates who are goal-driven, persistent, and passionate about remote work. How to stay motivated during the hiring process. I want you to set clear daily and weekly job application goals. Apply to 5 jobs per day. Keep a progress tracker. Seeing your efforts in motion helps you become accountable. Celebrate small wins. Getting an interview is progress, even if you don't land the job. Staying adaptable. If you're not getting responses, adjust your resume or interview approach. Maybe use an AI tool that will help you to improve your resume so that it is more ATS friendly and it's easier for your employer to find you through the keywords that were on the job description. Pro tip, hiring managers often ask, what motivates you to work remotely? Be prepared to explain why remote work aligns with your personal and professional goals. Number 4, empathy, understanding the needs of employers and teams. Empathy is crucial in remote work because you won't have daily in-person interactions. Demonstrating empathy in interviews and your job applications can set you apart. How to show empathy in remote hiring. Understand employer pain points. What challenges is this company trying to solve or are they having? During interviews, listen actively. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. If asked about teamwork, share a story of how you helped a colleague succeed. Use a warm and professional tone in emails and communication. Kindness does matter. Pro tip: if an interviewer shares details about company challenges, acknowledge them with, "That makes a lot of sense. I can see how that would be a challenge, and I'd love to help solve it." This shows understanding and emotional intelligence. Number 5, social skills. Building strong virtual relationships. Since remote work lacks in-person interactions, strong social and communication skills are essential. Employers look for candidates who can collaborate well, communicate clearly, and engage with remote teams. How to improve virtual communication and social skills? Well, I want you to practice clear and concise messaging. Avoid long, unclear emails or messages. Use the right tone in written communication. Friendly, but professional. Be proactive in virtual meetings. Engage, ask thoughtful questions, and show enthusiasm. When networking, personalize your messages instead of using generic LinkedIn requests. As a pro tip, during interviews, say, "I understand that remote teams rely heavily on clear communication. I always make sure my messages are well structured and proactive to keep the team aligned." Number 6, adaptability, thriving in a fast-changing remote work environment. Remote work requires the ability to adapt to new tools, processes, and changes quickly. Employers value candidates who are flexible and can handle uncertainty. How to show adaptability in remote hiring. Be open to learning new technology. Mention past experiences and remote tools. When asked about challenges, share a story of how you succeeded successfully. When asked about challenges, share a story of how you successfully adapted to change. Show willingness to work across different time zones and cultures. During interviews, ask about company changes. This shows you're adaptable and growth-oriented. Pro tip: if asked about handling change, say, "I embrace change as part of growth. In my last role, we switched to a new project management system, and I quickly adapted by learning the platform and helping others transition smoothly." Now let's go over some final takeaways on emotional intelligence in remote hiring. You need self-awareness because this helps you present yourself authentically. Self-regulation keeps you composed under pressure. Motivation keeps you resilient in your job search. Empathy helps you connect with employers and teams. Social skills help you communicate effectively in a remote setting. Adaptability makes you a valuable asset to any remote company. As an action step, before your next interview, reflect on how you've demonstrated emotional intelligence in past roles. Prepare examples that showcase your self-awareness, adaptability, and ability to work with others. Remember, employers don't just hire skills. They hire people who can communicate, collaborate, and contribute positively to their remote teams. Mastering emotional intelligence will give you a powerful edge in landing and thriving in a remote job.